So welcome to this evening's vinyasa practice. This evening we're going to work a lot into melting tension from the hamstrings and the backs of the legs. Also working into the hips and a little bit into the upper body as well, but mainly flow for our hamstrings this evening. So coming into a comfortable seated position, whatever that is for you. Allowing the shoulders to draw back and down. Allowing the chin to fall lightly to the chest. And lengthening through the crown of the head towards the ceiling. Closing down the eyes. And just noticing here how you feel. Maybe noticing what you feel. And noticing where you feel it. Drawing your awareness away from the day that's passed. Allowing your attention to come inwards towards the body and towards the breath. Allowing the mind to be completely at ease here as we settle into our space on our mat. Maybe noticing the connection points between you and the earth. Noticing the temperature of the air on your skin. And then beginning to become aware of the movement of your breath inside of your body. Noticing the flow of the inhale and the exhale as you breathe. Noticing this steady pace of your breath. And how present your mind has become as you observe it. And then slowly draw the hands into the center of the chest in Anjali Mudra. Draw the shoulders back and down. Allow the chin to fall to the chest. And set yourself an intention for the rest of the practice. So whatever that may be, setting that now. Then slowly releasing the hands, flickering the eyes open and returning the gaze towards me. You're going to inhale. Sweep the hands all the way up, draw the shoulders back and down, reach through the fingertips, palms come to meet. On the exhale, draw the hands down center of the chest, interlace fingers. Inhale, press the palms down, raise the elbows, but keep the shoulders away from the ears. Now in the next inhale, you're going to sweep the hands towards the ceiling, lengthen through the palms. Again, stretching through the backs of the arms here, draw the arms as far back as you can, shoulders away from the ears and pressing through the hands. On the exhale, release the hands, bringing them behind the back, interlacing your fingers once again. On the next inhale, draw the chest forward, shoulders draw back and down, points of the shoulder blades together, hands towards the back of the mat. Again, 2 more breaths here. Inhale, press the chest forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, press the chest forward a little more, draw the shoulders back. And exhale, slowly release. You're going to inhale, sweeping the hands all the way up. On the exhale, left hand comes to the right knee, other hand to the base of the spine. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale to twist towards the back of the room. Inhale, sweeping the hands all the way up. And on the exhale to the opposite side. Again, inhale, lengthen. And exhale to twist. Coming back through center, reach the hands all the way up, draw the shoulders back and down, look towards the fingers. And on the exhale, hands come center of the chest. Releasing the hands and coming into a cat-cow position, or hands and knees position. Fingers spread as wide as you can on the mat, really spreading the fingers as wide as you can. Hands come directly underneath the shoulders, pressing the whole hand into the mat. Knees come directly underneath the hips. Spine is neutral, you're looking forward or down, and you're just going to slowly rock in a circular motion on the hands. And again, just feeling into any tension that you may have here, pausing wherever you feel you need a little bit of extra attention. And then slowly bring it back through center. We're going to come into our cat-cow breath. You're going to inhale, allow the belly to fall. Chest comes forward between the arms, draw the shoulders back, look up. And on the exhale, beginning to round the spine, curl the tailbone under, look towards the navel. Inhale. And exhale, rounding the spine. Inhale, allow the belly to fall, chest comes forward, look up. And exhale, rounding the spine. 2 more nice exaggerated movements, arching the spine on the inhale, draw the shoulders back. And on the exhale, rounding through the spine, round through the upper back, press the spine towards the ceiling. Inhale. And exhale, slowly curling under, allowing this deep stretch through the back. And on the inhale, coming back to a neutral position. Again, spreading the fingers wide. On the next inhale, you're going to send the right leg back, straightening the right leg, taking the right toes down to the mat. Keeping the hips level, you're going to press the heel towards the back of the room, activate through the whole right leg. Feel the stretch down the back of the leg. Again, staying here for 3 breaths as you really press the heel back, toes towards the face, lengthen through the back of the leg, squeezing the quad muscles here and allowing the stretch in the hamstrings. Then slowly returning the right foot or the right knee down and taking the left leg back straight. Again, really pressing through the heel, taking 2 deep inhales and exhales here. And then slowly coming back to a hands and knees position. Taking the knees wide to the edges of the mat, toes to touch. And allowing the hips to sink to the heels. Hands come out in front, really stretching through the back here. Length from the fingertips to the tailbone. Again, if your hips are a little bit lifted here, that's okay. Just working on pressing the hips towards the heels and the forehead to the mat. Then lengthening through the fingertips here. And taking 2 or 3 deep inhales and exhales here. Just a reminder that this is a safety pose throughout the class. If at any point you feel that you want to skip something out because of injury or just don't feel like doing something today, no one's going to judge you. Just coming down to this child's pose or balasana and returning to the class when you feel able to. Coming back to your breath here in your balasana pose. Noticing how it feels to breathe here as you relax the hips towards the heels. On the next inhale, looking forward between the hands. You're going to realign hands under the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Spread the fingers wide, pressing through the palms of the hands and the knuckles. You're going to tuck the toes. On the inhale, you're going to lift the knees, and on the exhale, allow the hips to come towards the ceiling, straightening through the arms, getting a nice straight line from fingertips to sit bones. Nice bend in the knees. You can bring the chest right onto the thighs, lengthen through the spine. Then beginning to pedal the feet out here, bending one knee and pressing the opposite heel down. Maybe making some movement here into the hips if that feels good, or maybe into the shoulders. Rocking from side to side, doing whatever feels good for you in your body. And then again, coming back through center here, you're going to press the right heel down, bending the left knee and lift the right sit bone towards the ceiling at the same time. Then bending the right knee, sending the left one down, lifting that left sit bone towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch in the back of the leg. Bending both knees, taking them parallel to the mat. And then slowly on the exhale, lifting the hips up and back to your downward facing dog. Again, if you need a slight bend in the knees in this position, that's totally fine. Drawing the navel in here, lifting the hips as high as you can, feeling the stretch in the backs of the leg. If you want to test yourself a little more, you can begin to lift the toes off the mat. Feeling that nice deep stretch into the hamstrings. And then finding a moment of stillness here in your downward dog as you lift everything towards the ceiling. Press the heels down as much as you can. Coming back to your breath. Breathing deep in your downward facing dog. And then slowly beginning to walk the hands back, bending the knees until the chest is on the thighs. We're slowly going to walk the feet a little wider than the hips. You can come as wide as the mat if you wish. Nice bend in the knees. Again, chest comes between the knees. And you're just going to allow the head to dangle here in a wide leg, ragdoll pose or forward fold. On the next inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins, flat back, press the hips back and the head forward. So really feel this length down the backs of the legs. On the exhale, bend the knees and fold forward a little bit more. Feeling the stretch in the insides, maybe the backs of the legs, depending on where your tension lies. On the next inhale, slowly walk the feet back to hip distance. Bend the knees a little bit more. Take the hands, the palms of the hands underneath the feet until your toes reach your wrists. Again, nice bend in the knees. Crown of the head comes towards the mat. On the inhale, we're going to halfway lift, flattening your back, looking forward. So again, you have the option here to straighten the legs a little bit if you want to intensify the stretch. But again, it's not a competition. You don't have to push yourself. Maybe bending one knee and then the other in your halfway lift and just feeling the stretch in the backs of the hamstrings. And then slowly on the exhale, release all the way back down. Taking the hands out from underneath the feet, and you're slowly going to walk the hands back to your downward facing dog. Again, fingers spread wide, hips towards the ceiling, chest towards the thighs. Nice, strong downward facing dog. From here, we're slowly going to lift the right foot up and take a slight step in. Again, pausing here, feeling the stretch down the back of the leg. You have a nice bend in the knee here. So you're looking for a stretch in the back of the leg. As you press into the hands, lift the hip towards the ceiling. Then slowly take the left foot and take it a step in front. And again, nice bend in the knee here, lifting that left sit bone towards the ceiling. Feeling the stretch down the back of the leg. Next one, right foot steps forward, getting closer to your hands. Come onto fingertips here if you wish. You can have the legs as straight as you feel comfortable. Nice stretch down the back of the leg, breathing deep into the hamstring muscle. Slowly walking that left foot in front of the right. Again, nice baby steps. And again, maybe bending the knees as much as you need to here. You can have the legs as straight as you want. Looking for a stretch down the back of the left foot this time. The left leg. And then slowly taking the right foot next to the left. You have the option to have the feet together or hip distance. And slowly just traipsing the hands along the mat. And just allowing this stretch to change on the backs of the legs. You can bend the knees here as much as you need to. Just looking for a nice gentle stretch. On the next inhale, halfway lift. Hands to the shins, flat back. Shoulders come back. Hips come back, head forward. And on the exhale, slowly release. Folding in. Option here to take the hands behind the legs and just really lift the sit bones towards the ceiling. On the next inhale, slowly rolling the body all the way up to a standing position. From here, you're going to inhale, sweep the hands towards the ceiling. On the exhale, fold forward, lift the hips towards the ceiling, crown of the head comes towards the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to the shins or fingertips to the mat beneath the shoulders. On the exhale, bending both knees to get your hands onto the mat and sending the right foot back into a low lunge position. You're going to allow the hips to sink, chest come forward, draw the shoulders back. And maybe here, if it feels good, coming into like a rocking motion where you take the knee in a circle around the ankle and the front foot. And just feel the difference in the stretch here in the hips. You may feel this into the back of that left leg, depending on where you hold the tension. It might be more in the front of the left or the front of the right. And again, just allowing this movement to bring some relief in the stretch. From here, you're slowly going to rock the hips back. Again, looking for a stretch in the out the back of the left leg. Straightening the leg as much as feels comfortable for you, drawing the shoulders back. Hips can be above the knees here, traditionally, or if you'd like, you can take it a little further by taking the hips slightly behind the knee. And again, looking for a stretch in the back of the left leg. So wherever finds that stretch for you, you take that position. Again, pointing the toes, the left toes towards the face. And again, breathing into it here, allowing this deep stretch in the hamstring. If you've got a bend in the front knee, that's totally fine. Just allowing the stretch to happen here. Really point the toes towards the face. 3 more deep inhales and exhales here. Then slowly beginning to tuck the tailbone under, rounding through the upper back. And allow the crown of the head to come towards the knee. And again, maybe you've got a slight bend, you're looking for a deeper stretch here into the upper part of the back of the leg. And then slowly beginning to straighten the spine once more, allowing the hips maybe to sink a little further if that feels good. From here, you're going to come forward, twist that right foot towards the side of the mat, and you're slowly going to sit the right heel, or it's the right hip down onto the heel, if that feels comfortable for you. If you can, again, straightening that left leg, and if it feels comfortable, so again, just maybe onto your mat here. Lifting the toes towards the ceiling. If they need a slight bend here, that's fine. You're looking for a stretch in the back and the inside of that left leg. And again, staying wherever you are, it gets you your stretch, taking 3 deep inhales and exhales. If you need, or if you want, you can begin to fold forward into that space and get a deeper stretch through the leg if it feels comfortable. Taking 3 deep inhales and exhales here. And then slowly walking the hands back. You're going to take the hands on either side of that left knee, lift the hip, realign that back knee towards the front of the mat, and allow the hips to sink back into your lizard or dragon pose, whatever you prefer to call it. From here, you're going to lift the back knee into a runner's lunge. If you'd like, keeping that back knee on the mat, staying the same variation that we just did of our half splits. Otherwise, you're going to lift the knee, allow the hips to sink, chest comes forward. And then begin to straighten that front leg. And again, you can take a smaller step here if you wish. And you're going to lengthen through the back here as you fold forward over the leg. So again, if you'd like to have a nice bend in that front knee, that's okay. Looking for a stretch in the back of the leg. Maybe onto the toes of the back foot. If you'd like to come down into your extended pyramid, that's okay. Or if you'd like to test yourself even more, maybe lifting that left foot, pointing the toes towards the face and getting that deeper stretch through the hamstrings. Again, taking 3 deep inhales and exhales here. Lengthening through the crown of the head, press that left hip back, right hip forward, and slowly lowering that left foot down, bending the left knee, taking the right knee down to the mat. Planting hands underneath the shoulders and sliding the left knee and right knee back into your low plank position. Option to go through chaturanga up dog if you're familiar. Otherwise, we're going to just bend the elbows, draw the shoulders back as you slowly lower the body down to the mat. Feet together, elbows close to the body. Inhale, lift the upper body off the mat, lengthening through the crown of the head. Feel this in the lower back. Exhale, release. Inhale, lifting to your half plank. Tuck your toes. Exhale, up to downward facing dog. Taking 3 deep inhales and exhales again, coming back to your intention that you set at the beginning of the practice. Don't forget to breathe here. On the next inhale, looking between the hands to the top of the mat, you can lift that right foot off the mat, coming up onto the toes, slowly draw the knee into the chest, And try to step that foot between the hands, top of the mat. An option here just to help the foot forward from here. Allowing that left knee to come down, and again allowing the hips to sink, chest comes forward onto your fingertips, draw the shoulders back, and then again inviting some movement in here. If you'd like to just slowly rock from side to side, doing whatever feels good for you in your body. And then from here, slowly beginning to straight side. Again, you may not be able to straighten the full way, and that's okay. Coming onto fingertips, lengthen through the spine. Draw the toes towards the face. And again, feeling the stretch into the hamstring here. Maybe drawing the hips as further back slightly to increase the stretch if that feels good. Again, doing whatever feels good in your body here. Looking for a stretch in the back of the leg. You do whatever you need to do to find a stretch there. Then slowly sliding that left foot off the edge of the right side of the mat, and you're going to lower that left hip towards the heel. If it doesn't make it there, that's fine. If you need to be in this position slightly lifted, that's okay. Pointing the right toes towards the face. And again, looking for a stretch here in the inside and the back of the right leg. So really pointing the toes towards the face, activating the leg as much as feels comfortable. If you'd like to walk the hands over towards the leg, maybe folding towards the leg slightly. Or you can walk the hands into the center point of where the mat is free and begin to lower the body down. Again, lengthening through the crown of the head, feeling the stretch in the back of the right leg. Or the inside of the right leg, depending. Taking 3 deep inhales and exhales in this position. And then slowly walking the hands back into the middle. You're going to frame that right foot, lift the hips, shift that left knee back, taking the hands again either side of that right foot. And from here, you're going to lift that back knee into your runner's lunge, or your high lunge variation, lowering the hips again, chest comes forward, feeling the stretch again, maybe bringing some movement, doing whatever feels good. And then if you'd like, you can come back down into your low knee version of half splits, or you can begin to straighten that front leg, keeping the fingertips on the mat here. If you need a slight bend in the knee, you can. If you want to come up onto the toes of the back foot, or maybe allow the foot to come down, totally up to you. Lengthen through the crown of the head, and the exhale beginning to fold forward again, feeling the stretch through the back of the leg. If you'd like to intensify a little more, you're more than welcome to lift the toes towards the face, feeling that deep stretch down the back of the hamstring. Again, taking 3 deep inhales and exhales here. And then slowly return that foot, bend the knee, allow the knee at the back to come down, and slowly slide that foot back into a hands and knees position. Taking the knees wide to the edges of the mat, toes to touch, and hips back into child's pose. Again, reaching the hands forward, or you can take the hands behind the back. Or if you'd like, you can take the hands in between the knees and take the side of the face down to the mat into your fetal position. Really nice version of child's pose. Then slowly releasing back through center, releasing the feet to the side and coming down onto your back. Grabbing your strap if you have one. If you don't have one, you can use your hands on the back of your leg. Just having the strap handy, we're going to taking the strap around the ball of the foot, so around the ball of the right foot, taking both strap pieces into each hand, and you're going to really lengthen the heel towards the ceiling, toes towards the face. Just taking 2 or 3 deep inhales here as we lengthen the heel on the inhale, pressing that left leg down to the mat as you reach the right heel up. So really feel the stretch into the back of the leg. Point the toes towards the face. 3 more deep inhales and exhales here. Each exhale, draw the leg a little closer to the face. If you've got a slight bend in the knee here, that's okay. And just really feeling into the stretch in the back of the leg. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Lengthening through the back of the leg, reach towards the ceiling. And then slowly releasing the strap to the side. From here, we're going to bend the right knee and either take hold of the outside of the right calf, or if you can, the outside of the right foot. You're going to press the foot towards the ceiling and draw the knee into the armpit. So you're really lengthening through the back of the leg here. Pressing the right hip down to the mat, pressing the left foot down to the mat, and lift the right foot towards the ceiling and the knee towards the armpit at the same time. Feeling the stretch into the outside and the underneath of the right hip. 3 deep inhales and exhales here, really drawing that knee down. Feel the stretch into the hip. And then slowly begin to release that leg down to the mat. Giving it a moment here, maybe taking a shake of the leg out. Just noticing how that leg feels, the chi or the energy or prana we've created in the leg. And then slowly taking the left foot up. Again, strap around the ball or underneath the ball of the left foot, drawing that left foot towards the face. Maybe a slight bend here and feels more comfortable, or you can straighten if you wish. Again, really lengthening through that right heel down to the mat. Left heel towards the ceiling and the left toes towards the face. Feel the stretch down the back of the leg. With each exhale, draw the foot a little closer to the face, maybe bending the knee if you need to. Pressing that left hip down to the mat. Feel the length in the back of the leg. 2 more deep inhales and exhales, really drawing that foot closer to the face. And then slowly release the strap to the side. Again, option here to take the outside of the calf or maybe the outside of that right or left foot. Reaching the whole of the right leg down onto the back of the mat. And then slowly reaching that left knee into the armpit and the left foot towards the ceiling. Again, really draw down as you lift up at the same time. Feel that opposite stretch and strength feeling in the back of the leg and into the hip. Nice, 2 more deep breaths. Really draw that hip down, pressing that right foot down to the mat at the same time. And then slowly release the leg down to the mat. Again, allowing that sensation to release, maybe taking a shake of the feet from side to side. From here, we're slowly going to take the feet wide to the edges of your mat. Hands down by your sides, palms facing up. And just becoming aware again of the space that you occupy on your mat. Becoming aware of any sensations you're feeling within the body. See if you can relax through the middle of the brows and the corners of the eyes. Can you relax the jaw and part the lips? Can you release the neck and the backs of the shoulders down to the mat? Can you release the ribs, the belly? Can the hips sink a little further into the mat? Noticing any remaining tension here in the legs. And then slowly allow the muscles to release, the skin to soften, all the way to the feet. Drawing the awareness once again back to the breath. Just observing this natural flow in and out of your body. Allow the mind to be at ease here as you register all that you've just done. Shavasana. And you can stay here for a longer Shavasana, or you can begin to bring some movement to the fingers and then the toes. Gently turning the head side to side, maybe taking the feet together, raising the hands overhead, stretching from fingertips to toes. On the exhale, drawing the knees into the chest, and then slowly rolling to one side. Taking a moment on your side to check in with how your legs are feeling now compared to the beginning of the practice. Maybe noticing any space we've created or length. And then slowly pressing the floor away, coming to a comfortable seated position, hands in prayer in the center of the chest, bowing the head towards the hands, setting yourself an intention for the rest of the evening. Then slowly flickering the eyes open, taking one last deep inhale, palms meet, join to the thumbs at third eye point for clarity of thought, to the lips for honesty of speech, and to the heart space for the divine in me honors the divine in you. Namaste. As always, thank you so much for joining me for our last vinyasa practice of the week. Yin is up at 8 p.m. We're also doing hamstrings. So if you'd like to join me, I will see you then.